Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment. Okay, let's have a look. Journal. Okay. So, we are ready to move on. Let's go to the clerk's ward. Okay. Just check what's going on here. Here we've got harmonium. Okay. So we've got guards.
I'm gone. Done.
Drunken mage. Namel.
Goldward, also known as Wanker City.
Smiling man nods cheerfully at you as you approach. Welcome to my cafe, good sir. What might I serve you? Some wine, perhaps? No wine, but I had some questions. The man gives you a helpless sort of look. Humblest apologies, sir, but I make it a policy to serve drinks and nothing more. Shall I have to look elsewhere for the conversation, I'm afraid. Are you certain you wouldn't like a drink, or some bread and cheese, perhaps? No, I don't need anything. Farewell. Okay. This older man is staring into a stain of ale, misery etched onto his features. The battered pewter mug is an unusual one, lightly engraved with strange runes and bearded faces, and covered with a coat of thin frost. He looks up at you as you approach him. Greetings, sir. He seems slightly tipsy. Something wrong? He sighs, belches into his hand, and nods as he takes another pull of ale. Aye, something's wrong, all right. I've gone and lost my apprenticeship. Well hungover I was and botched my mentor's last experiment. All for this damned drink. He sneers at the mug in his hand, and in seconds his expression softens as he takes another swig. Ruins everything it does, this damnable drinking of mine. Why don't you stop drinking that?
Updated my journal.
He sighs and he shrugs and sighs miserable. I simply cannot. I want to, but I cannot. I just need to drink. I try and stay away, but desire eventually overcomes me and I cannot resist. Such a wreck I've become. Throws back the last of his ale and calls for more. I see. What's that mug you've got there? This, he looks down at the pewter mug. I won this in a dice game. It's enchanted to keep whatever's in it freezing cold. In my case, cheap ale. He frowns, rubs his eyes and takes another swig of his drink. That's all I wish to know. Farewell. Okay, so we've got the drunken mage. Speak to Namel. Supposed to talk to her about. A tall, slender woman, sipping wine from a small ceramic cup, appears to be looking for someone. Her facial features are elegantly exotic, and woman's ears, though partially covered by her long hair, can be seen to come to sharp points. Greetings. The woman turns to face you, firelight flashing like flawless chips of amethyst. Her speech is as music. You can hear a faint musical tinkling, 100 tiny crystal bells as she speaks. Each word lingers in your ears as if they were unwilling to relinquish their exquisite sound. Emil turned to face the scarred dour stranger. She asked what he wished of her. Wow. Pah. Anasnir, stop your drooling, you leering skull. My, what a hot-blooded little chits. Starved for attention, I could drool over you too if you were just jealous. Morte starts to float towards Anna, making sweet slavering noises. Get a hair's breadth closer, Skull, and I'll see to it that not one of your chattering tie flies within 100 paces of another. Morte stops abruptly, turning away while muttering unintelligibly. You're Namel, I was told to. You know the command word for this decanter. The woman makes no move to touch or examine the decanter and only speaks. Namel took it from the stranger, turning it in her hands. Had she seen its light before, she thought? Perhaps, yes, she remembered now. She returned the decanter, whispering into his ear as she did so.
Updated my journal.
You realise you know the word now. Neil didn't just say, though you're certain the woman never whispered it to you, but merely said she did. She blinks at you. Would the stranger leave her now, satisfied that with what she had told him? Not just yet. Are you looking for someone? Where could she be, Namel wondered. Her companion, Alwyn, was supposed to have met her days ago. The woman sighs miserably. The air around her grows chill with her sadness. How long must she search this vast foreign city before she finds her dearest friend? I can help you find your friend. What does she look like? Emil clasps her hand together and bows her head to you. She would be so pleased to hear news of her friend. She told the kind stranger that Alwyn looked like, so that he would know her should he come across her. An image forms in your mind. A woman who resembles Namel, with golden eyes and hair of fiery crimson. I'll return if I find her. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Okay, what else? Who else have we got here? Abel Ponderfort. This older man looks somewhat bookish. His clothing and accessories are extremely clean, neat and well cared for, and he often pauses to brush some fleck of dust or lint off them. A symbol resembling a stylized dagger, piercing upward through a flame, is embroidered upon his tunic. Greetings. The man's eyes pass over you, gleaming as they fix on Morte. Oh, I say, would you look at that? A floating skull. Morte turns and looks behind it. Where? The man gasps, by the unjust lords of Tourney the Merciless. Who? He suddenly covers his mouth and looks at Anna, apologizes. Sorry. The man was a horrible tyrant, now long dead. His name should never be spoken so. It is rather vulgar. My deepest apologies, my lady. I did not mean to offend. Anna shrugs, rolling her eyes. Talk as you like, Cutter. I care not a whit for what you say, unless you're rattling your bowbox about me, that is. Try and get his attention. He turns back to Morte, but behold, a skull, buoyant, levitating off the ground, cognitive of its environment, and possessing hearing, speaking, and seeing capabilities. He turns to face you. As if suddenly a confident, this one is truly one of the reasons why the planes shall never become dull to me, sir. Just when you think you've seen everything, the planes show you yet another corner to peer around, and he raises his hand glorious. Suddenly, whole new wondrous vistas open up to you. Actually, the talking, floating skull thing is quite common, right up there with self-resurrecting amnesiacs, scouring sigil for their lost identities. The man ignores you, looking at Morte instead. I say, Skull, he begins. Morte gasps. Look behind you, another floating skull. Let Morte have his fun. The man seems to have forgotten you entirely, instead turning in shock to look for this other floating skull. No, where? Right where I'm pointing. There. Where? I cannot see it. Morte speaks with mock desperation. You just missed it. A whole parade of them. Probably never happen again in a million revolutions of the Great Ring. He turns and laughs. I sense you also possess a peculiar degree of mockery. Morte bobs, silently as if shrugging. I prefer to refer to it as keen insight into human nature. Get man's attention again. Suddenly seems to see you for the first time. His eyes wide. By the unjust laws of tyranny there, he catches himself. Looking rather, I say, are you alright? You look, he fumbles for the words, hurt. I'm alright. It hurts to look at him, it does. Very amusing, Anna. An odd comment from someone with what looks to be a giant's rat tail sprouting from her bottom. Anna bares her teeth, tail lashing. Is that so, you piking leatherhead? You wants me and me tail can just walk right out of your sight for good. Would that make you happy? No, Anna, stay. I was only teasing. An eye for an eye. Huh. She smirks at you but makes no move to leave. Thanks, Anna. And you, sir, I had some questions. The man nods eagerly. Of course. I am most happy to answer what questions I can, young sir. I had questions about you. Me, certainly. Who are you? Why, my name is Abel Punderfort. I had some other questions about you. What do you do here? I passed my administrator exam just recently and I've achieved the status of an A9, a research consultant in the Hall of Records, one of the many aides specialising in Sigil's physical laws and history. I research topics and laws of interest to others. It's quite fascinating, really. I had some other questions about you. What's that symbol embroidered on your tunic mean? Why, it is a symbol of the Fraternity of Order. We are responsible for much of the law-making and running of the courts here in Sigil. Many judges, advocates and clerks are members of our order, and we are pleased to be able to enforce Sigil's laws and to keep things orderly. We make a strident effort to learn all laws, whether they pertain to Sigil, the Planes, or the multiverse itself. What does the Fraternity of Order believe? Fraternity of Order believes that the multiverse is governed by laws. When one knows all the laws, one will understand the multiverse. That is our goal. By understanding the laws, the limits, we learn to avoid certain laws. If you don't mind me asking, what sort of benefits are in the position? Well, our fraternity allows us to read languages quite easily, and we may use some rules of the multiverse on occasion to suit our benefits. Okay, I had some other questions. I had questions about this place. I admit I know little of this part of the Clerk's Ward, sir, but please ask, why is it called the Clerk's Ward? Did the seat of much of Sigil's record halls and administration, the staff at these places give the ward its name? Many clerks, scribes, police, priests, bureaucrats and administration officials live in this ward. I had other questions about the ward. What's of interest around here? Well, there's some of the finest advocates in Sigil located here. The Civic Festival, the home of the Society of Sensation, is also located nearby. Annie Lowe's voice, and the brothel, sir, of slated intellectual lusts. Tell me of the advocate. He is also one of the Fraternity of Order, though his time there has ebbed somewhat since the unfortunate troubles he has experienced. I am not one to speak of him. His residence is just across the road, south and east of here. Okay, some other questions. Some interest. Tell me of the Fest Hall. It is a beautiful structure that is both the headquarters of the Society of Sensation and acts as a hall for the arts here. In Sigil and the Plains. It is an opera house, museum, art gallery, wine shop, tavern, training room, hall, theatre, sensoriums. Many things can be found there. Sensoriums? Yes, the sensates possess sensory stones, minerals that you can store a person's experiences within them. Once recorded, anyone may touch the stone and relive the experience stored in the sensory stone. Quite intriguing, really. Okay. Fest Hall. Tell me about the Society of Sensation.
Updated my journal.
The Society of Sensation. They are one of the most prominent of Sigil's 15 factions. They hold the belief that the true dark of the multiverse can be known only by directly experiencing as much of the universe as possible, tasting every substance, feeling every emotion, and visiting every place of the multiverse. He continues. Their faction headquarters is at the Civic Festival, where they seek to bring experiences to all of Sigil. At the moment, they are the most numerous faction in all of Sigil, and the most powerful. If I'm not mistaken, the recent census of their members is over 20 times 1,000 members. I'd like to hear more of the other factions. Oh? Which, sir? So we've got Fraternity Order, Believers of the Source, Dustman Harmonium. Tell me of the Fraternity of Order.
Updated my journal.
Fraternity of Order believes the multiverse is governed by laws. When you know about the laws, one, yep, you've done new. I had some questions. Tell me about this place. Interest. Festival. Okay, tell me of some other factions. What have you got? Believers of the Source.
Updated my journal.
The Believers of the Source, or Godsmen, believe that every living thing in the multiverse has the potential to become a power. He continues, the Godsmen have their headquarters in the Great Foundry and have helped to keep the peace sigil for a number of matters. They have no desire to see any creature placed in the Deadlock before it has a chance to reach its potential. Okay. Dustmen.
Updated my journal.
The Dustmen believe we're already dead, that sigil in the planes are where we all end up after we die. According to their beliefs, everything is dead and this existence is a false one. To keep any ties or feelings of this existence only prevents a soul from truly dying. You see, the Dustmen believe that death in this existence is a matter of degree, and only those who are truly dead and have divested themselves of all ties of this existence can hope to be at peace. Philosophy that has some basis in fact, but much of it bears further examination. I'd like to hear more of the other factions. Harmonium.
Updated my journal.
The Harmonium is devoted to peace and harmony throughout the planes, thus their name. They believe the end justifies the means, however, and so are willing to do just about anything to get a fellow to see things their way. Regardless of one's personal opinion of them, they do a fine job of policing the sigil streets. Okay, so the other factions. The Mercy Killers.
Updated my journal.
The Mercy Killers believe that justice is everything. Malin, their last factol, once said that when properly applied, punishment leads to perfection. He continues. Those new to sigil oft-times commit the error of thinking their name implies that they will kill out of mercy, though it is more that they seek to kill mercy itself. The faction members take it upon themselves to punish the guilty of sigil, whatever the cost. The Revolutionary League.
Updated my journal.
They are called the Anarchists. Not many know this, but the Revolutionary League is actually quite widespread in sigil, and a shame that is too. They hold the misguided belief that all institutions have been established to block their access to the truth of the multiverse. The only way they see to discover the truth is to tear down all organisation. They claim that the truth is can only be discovered when people are completely free. He shakes his head. I often wish that they would open their eyes to the truth around them. They do nothing but blind themselves and block everyone's access to the truth. He gives a long sigh, then wags his finger disapprovingly as if talking to some imaginary bad child. It is interesting to note that they have no real plans for seeking the truth past tearing down everything that they can see. Very interesting indeed. Frowns. It is also of interest that while the Revolutionary League has a large number of members, the very nature of their faction causes these members to work counter to each other's interests. Often, cells fight amongst each other, each claiming to know the proper way to go about tearing everything down. Okay. What have we got? The Society of Sensation is Chaos-Sex. Xersex.
Updated my journal.
He harumps. Rabble-rousers, not a proper faction at all, just that raggedy bunch. Why, even the Revolutionary League is more organised. The Xersex think that by embracing chaos, they'll somehow discover the secrets of the multiverse. Ridiculous notion. Okay. Society of Sensation.
Updated my journal.
Okay. Yep. Other questions about sigil. Curious about factions. Questions about Sigil, please, sir. Ask me what you like. Curious about the factions. I think we've done you. Yes, there are 15 set factions in Sigil. Once there were 49 factions. Then about 600 years ago, the Lady of Pain let it be known that only 15 would remain. That was known as the Great Upheaval. Continues. And sure enough, in a fortnight, 34 of them perished or faded. Many thousands died by sword or by other means. Many were simply found dead. I myself am a member of the Fraternity of Order. Others include the Believers of the Source, the Dustmen, the Harmonium, the Mercy Killers, the Revolutionary League, the Society of Sensation, and the Sarsex. Okay. So,
Updated my journal.
Order. Some other questions about you. That's some other questions. Okay. I want to say a bit about this place. Why is it called the Clerk's Ward? Interesting. Okay, tell me about the brothel. He nods, looking somewhat embarrassed. Yes, well, I am known to go there for the conversation. He glances at Anna and then flushes an even deeper red. It is a large round building in the centre of this part of the ward. I'd have a question about the ward. Know of any work available locally? None of the temporary sort, no. Okay, something else. I had questions about this city. I'm curious about the Lady of Pain. The Lady of Pain, yes. She is the force behind Sigil, you know. Very impressive figure, but little is known about her. What is known about her? He begins ticking off the points on his fingers. 1. She is not just a symbol of Sigil, as some claim. She is very real and very dangerous. 2. She is believed to be one that keeps the powers, deities out of Sigil. As long as she is present, the powers cannot enter Sigil. 3. She also prevents unauthorized teleporting and getting into and out of Sigil. It prevents the Outer Planes creatures from bringing even more of their kind to Sigil outside the conventional routes. 4. She has never spoken to anyone. 5. She usurped control of Sigil from Erska, the power now believed dead. 6. Anyone who threatens Sigil or her is punished either by falling beneath her shadow, which results in a series of invisible stab wounds that can kill even greater Beta Zoo, or by being sent to the mazes, from whence few ever escape. 7. She does not like to be worshipped. Those are often found with their skin missing. And lastly, the side of her is believed to drive others mad. She stole Sigil from her power. How do you know this? It is the belief of my order. You said the sight of her drives people mad? Yes. He ponders it for a moment, but I must add the caveat that I have never seen her, you understand. So how is it you know she created Sigil? It is the belief of my order. Okay. I have other questions about Sigil. What's outside of Sigil? No one knows, for it is, and it is not from want of trying. At the places where no true wall exists are solid walls of buildings with no windows that look at beyond. Some claim to have climbed the roofs and seen the outside of the Sigil. They can only describe the outside as nothing. It continues. That is an unacceptable explanation, but it still remains a mystery. It is rumoured, without fact, that to step beyond Sigil's walls takes a traveller to a random plane, but this has not been confirmed. Fraternity of Order has made many expeditions, and we have yet to retrieve concrete information. I have other questions about Sigil. Where's daylight here come from? I don't see a sun. The haze can make it difficult to determine for certain, but I understand you're difficult. The light comes not from a sun, but from a gradual luminance that fills the sky. It continues. It reaches a peak called Peak and then fades until Sigil is completely dark, called Anti-Peak. The source of luminance is unknown, but it's most likely the Lady's will. Let me ask you something else. What do you know of Unravel Puzzle World? Ravel, if she truly existed, and there is little to prove that she did, was a night hag, one of the inhabitants of the Great Waste, one of the lower planes, and believed by some to be the worst of the lower planes. Continue to listen. It continues. As the legend goes, Ravel was made several centuries ago. She was believed to She was believed of being a mistress of many strange magics, and apparently her presence in this sigil constituted a threat to the lady. I'm afraid I know little about her. Mazed? The mazes. These are creations by the lady. You see, she takes a small piece of sigil, copy it, and then uses the portal to place the copied bit into the deep ethereal. Once there, the place of sigil then becomes a demi-plane, an endless maze that curls and twists about itself. Continue to listen. It continues. The lady uses these mazes to imprison anyone who threatens her power. Once she has determined that you are to be imprisoned, there is no escaping them. There is believed to be a way out of each maze, but it is most likely extremely difficult. I have some questions. Nothing to ask right now, actually. Thank you. Farewell. So, that was a lot of information. Cafe patrons. Finally, a tired woman is relaxing here, enjoying the outside air while sipping a beverage purchased from the nearby cafe. Greetings. Her eyes lighten slightly as she takes your appearance. She smiles on it. Greetings too. Suddenly her eyes are lighten more. Oh, what a cute Mimir. Isn't he? He likes to have the top of his skull scratched. Truly. Remains smiling but looks weak. Surely you jest, sir. It is only a Mimir. What do you mean? Don't they all enjoy that? Shakes her head. None that I've seen. They're merely objects, aren't they? What interrupts? Oh, you see, Chief, it's all about differences in the quality of your Mimir. Some, like me, are more enchanted than others, that's all. More self-aware is the term. The woman shrugs. That certainly could be. I had some questions. Please ask. What is this place? He looks as though you are joking and realises you're not. Given it is a clerk's walk you were in, sir. What can you tell me about the ward? Well, the vast majority of the ward, where my duties keep me most often, is filled with record halls and administrative buildings. Not here, though. Your duties? She nods and rolls her eyes. My duties, sir. To my employer, I work in one of the many administration buildings here in the wards. What do you do there? Shakes her head, smiling. Please, sir, do me a favour not bringing up the subject, but you're not here, not while I'm trying to relax for a moment. So what makes this section different from the rest of the ward? The Civic Festival, of course, the Heart and Curio Galleria as well. Go on. Other places of interest might be the Advocate's Home, the Apothecary, the brothel slating intellectual lusts, the catacombs beneath the ward, and a tailor. And that odd little curiosity shop too. I had some other questions. What is of interest here? Okay, I had some other questions. Where could I find work here? You seek only temporary work, correct? We don't seem the sort to be settling here. Pauses for a second and look at it. So, I always seek work at the Advocate's Home, the Apothecary, or the Civic Festival. There's doubt there must be some odd tasks that need handling there. Yeah, I just wanted to ask about a specific place. Wow, that's a lot of these. There's a lot of places. The Advocate's Home. Advocates help argue cases, draft legal documents, and act as legal representatives for their clients. Morte hisses into your ear. Lawyer. The one close by, in Unis, is well respected and quite dependable. He has resided and worked within the ward a long while. How do I reach Ianis's home? Ianis's home is south of the gate to the lower ward, where you first entered this place. Most likely, it will be on the eastern side of the road. What can you tell me about the Advocate? Okay, I'm going to ask about somewhere else. Apothecary. The apothecary sells various sloughs, potions, herbs, and the like. Fast momentarily. The place proprietors are a bit balmy, constantly sampling the store's stock. Good men, though. How do I reach the apothecary? Follow a road that leads east from the gate to the lower ward. where you first enter the place more likely. Then the road forks northeast and southeast, goes southwards. You will find it there east of the road. It faces southwards and has 3 windows of stained glass. Thanks, let me ask someone else. The art store. Vane's Art and Curio Galleria is the most intriguing place. There's a collection of artwork, antiques and artifacts from all across the plains. How do I reach the art store? Follow the road that leads east to the gate to the lower ward. Where you first entered this place most likely. When the road forks northeast and southwest, go southwards. You will find it there west of the road, faces southwards and has a room whose tiles are held down by large stones. Do you know the place? Let's ask about someone else. The Brothel. A sensate establishment that exists to pleasure a man's mind and senses, is run by a succubus appropriate enough called Fall from Grace. Sensate? Yes. Their proper name is the Society of Sensation. They believe that the true nature of the multiverse could only be discovered through direct experience. I see. Go on. They dedicate their lives to experiencing as much of the multiverse as they can. They travel extensively, both across the plains and into the depths of their own mind and emotions. But they take it a step further, you know. How so? They actually found a means of sharing their experiences with others with the sensoriums. Sensoriums? The sensates have created a means by which they can take experience, capture them in stones and allow others to experience them. The sensates roam the plains and search their inner selves for experiences to share with others. Virtually everything they have felt or sensed in their sensoriums. These experiences, are they like memories? In a way, yes, but very intense, and not memories that you have had, but another have had captured within the stone. Captured, does one lose their memory or experience when it's put into a stone? No, she frowns, or at least I think not. I believe the stone copies the sensory experience. You might ask a sensate about it to make sure, but that is my understanding. I had other questions. Where are we? Okay, the brothel. How do I reach the brothel? She frowns, pointedly shaking her head. She's just east of the gate of the lower ward. There's a large round building whose entrance faces southwards. Okay, tell me about the brothel. Ask about someone else. Under sigil, the realm below. A look of concern crosses the woman's brow. I find it so strange that any entrances to the place haven't been closed off. As I understand, the realm below is full of nothing but trouble, dangerous to all those who find their way there. How would I find my way down there? She shrugs. I do not know. I would be most careful where I find it, though. It is said that nothing comes up from the realm below, including those that enter it. Okay, what else can you tell me about it? To ask about someone else. The Civic Fest Hall. One of Sigil's most wondrous establishments. It is headquarters of the Sensate faction, known throughout the multiverse for its arts, for its concerts, art expositions and lectures. Its most fascinating feature is its sensoriums. Okay, where is the Fest Hall? The Fest Hall is easy to find, so it's a massive structure in the northeastern portion of this area. Not to ask about someone else. Curiosity shop. I won't profess to have been there myself, but I understand it's run by an importer of sorts, a half-fiend in fact, whose goods come from the lower plane. A half-fiend? Not a tiefling, mind you, but a proper half-fiend. Daughter of an incubus and a mortal woman, I am told. I care not for gossip, however, so let's speak of her no more. You said her goods were from the lower planes. She nods, lowering her voice to a whisper. You know, sir, Beta, the Abyss, and the like, terrible places. Where can I find this curiosity shop? It is in the southeast portion of this area. An unusual building set atop a wide flight of stairs. I've never entered the place myself, and I have an odd feeling about it. Okay. Let me ask about something else. The tailor. Gon Calves is an excellent tailor, but he is short of temper and easily offended. Must warn you, sir, he will likely judge you by your appearance, and thus you might have made different time making a friend of him. Where is Gon Calves' shop? You'll find a tailor shop just to the north and east of the gate to the lower ward, where you first entered the place. Most likely it is a wide building whose entrance faces downwards. Okay, let me ask you something else. Just need directions. Nope, let's do something else. What do you know of Ravel Puzzle World? The name sounds familiar. Is she a character in a book? A villain in a novel? No, I cannot recall. Never mind then. Farewell. This finely dressed, well-groomed man is relaxing here, enjoying the outside air while sipping a beverage purchased from the nearby cafe. Greetings. Greetings to you as well, sir. I had some questions. Ask what you will, I will answer what I can. Okay, what is this place? He seems amused. Why, it is the clerk's ward. New to Sigil, sir. Wait, you look like a man who seeks answers, not questions. Keeps to his own self. Pay my question no heed. He smiles. What can you tell me about the ward? Why, it is the greater part of the ward where I am forever doomed to spend the majority of my time. It seems is dominated by record halls and administrative buildings. Not this section, though. Why are you doomed to remain there? He shrugs, looking away with pain. My duties lie there, sir. My means of living is my place of employment. What do you do? He raises his hand, shaking his head. No, sir. I shan't discuss that now. No talk of policies or paperwork while I'm away from there, and that's fun. He smiles politely. So what makes this different from the rest of the ward? The Civic Festival, first off. A brothel of slated intellectuals as well. Not a typical brothel, you know. It caters to more cerebral appetites. Tantalising nonetheless. He smiles slightly. Go on. Other places I might mention. He ticks him off on his finger with names in. The Advocate's Home, the Apothecary, the Art and Curio Gallery, the Catacombs beneath the ward, and the Tailor. Oh, I nearly forgot. There is a curiosity shop of sorts as well. I had some other questions. What is of interest here? Had some other questions. Where could I find work here? Man humps, wrinkling his brow. I shall take the liberty, sir, of assuming you're not seeking permanent employment. You might seek temporary work at the Advocate's Home or the Apothecary, and the festival's host to all sorts are going on. You might find something there. I had some other questions. I just needed directions. Okay, then. So we got all these places. The Advocate's Home. The Alice's home is south of the gate's lower ward. It's like it's on the eastern side of the road. What can you tell me about the Advocate? Okay. Let's put somewhere else. The Apothecary. Apothecary sells salves, potions, herbs and the like. Okay, how do I reach them? Thanks, let me ask about something else. We've got this. What do you know of Ravel Puzzle World? Never mind, thank you. Okay. So we've got, where is it? There's the Advocate's Home there. That's where we come back in. Okay. So I'm going to leave it here. This has been Vane doing Let's Play Planescape Torment. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like put my teeth in first. Please be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. Oh, sorry about that. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, Goodbye.